Welcome to this video on Protect Your Personal and Business Info from Cyber Threats presented by ITExpertiseNext. With the increasing reliance on technology, cyber threats have become a serious concern for businesses and individuals. In fact, according to a report by Cybersecurity Ventures, cybercrime costs are projected to reach $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. This is a staggering number and highlights the importance of taking proactive steps to protect your digital assets. In this video, we'll explore the different types of cybersecurity threats that can affect both entities and share some best practices to stay protected. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to accelerate digital transformation, it has also increased concerns for data safety. In fact, a report by DataProt found that more than 60% of consumers reported an increased concern for data safety due to the pandemic. Additionally, cyber attacks have already caused $2 trillion in damages and occur at a rate of 1 attack every 39 seconds. With these statistics in mind, it's crucial to take cybersecurity seriously and take the necessary steps to safeguard your business and personal information against online attacks. What are cybersecurity threats? Cybersecurity threats refer to any form of malicious activity aimed at stealing, disrupting, or damaging electronic information. These threats can take different forms, including but not limited to viruses, malware, phishing scams, and hacking attacks. Such threats pose severe consequences not only to individuals but also to businesses, including the loss of sensitive data, financial loss, reputational damage, and legal liabilities. As technology continues to advance and more people rely on electronic devices, the number and complexity of cyber threats continue to increase, making it essential to implement robust cybersecurity measures. In today's digital age, cybersecurity threats are an ever-present danger that organizations and individuals must be prepared to face. These threats can come in many forms, including malware. Malware is malicious software that can infect devices and networks, allowing hackers to steal sensitive information, disrupt operations, and cause other damage. A common type of malware is a computer virus that can infect a user's computer or network, stealing sensitive information such as login credentials or credit card numbers. For example, the NotPetya malware attack in 2017 affected several major companies and caused billions of dollars in damages. Phishing. Phishing is a tactic used to trick people into revealing sensitive information or downloading malware, often through deceptive emails or websites. An example of a phishing attack is an email that appears to be from a legitimate source, such as a bank or an online retailer, but is actually a fake. The email may ask the recipient to click on a link or download an attachment that contains malware. For instance, the 2016 phishing attack on the Democratic National Committee compromised sensitive data and influenced the U.S. presidential election. Social engineering. Social engineering is a form of manipulation that can be used to trick people into divulging sensitive information or granting access to secure systems. A common social engineering tactic is a phone call from someone pretending to be a trusted source, such as an IT support technician or a government official. The caller may ask for sensitive information, such as login credentials or credit card numbers. For example, in 2019, a social engineering attack targeted several major Twitter accounts, resulting in a cryptocurrency scam that earned the attackers millions of dollars. Ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts files and demands payment in exchange for the decryption key. A recent example of a ransomware attack is the WannaCry attack in 2017, which affected thousands of computers worldwide. The malware encrypted files on the infected computers and demanded payment in exchange for the decryption key. Insider threats. Insider threats are threats that come from within an organization, such as employees who intentionally or accidentally compromise sensitive data or systems. An example of an insider threat is an employee who intentionally steals confidential information, such as customer data or trade secrets, and uses it for personal gain or to sell to a competitor. For instance, in 2020, a former Uber employee was charged with stealing trade secrets from the company and trying to sell them to rival companies. DDoS attacks. DDoS, distributed denial of service. Attacks are attacks that flood a network with traffic, rendering it unavailable and disrupting operations. A well-known example of a DDoS attack is the attack on Dyn in 2016, which disrupted access to major websites such as Twitter and Netflix. The attack flooded Dyn's servers with traffic, making it unavailable to users. The importance of cybersecurity for businesses and individuals. Cybersecurity is crucial for both businesses and individuals due to the potential risks and consequences of cyber attacks. Cybercrime can compromise personal and business data, leading to financial loss, reputational damage, and legal issues. Example: a business could suffer a data breach that exposes sensitive information, such as customer data or financial records, resulting in a loss of customer trust and revenue. An individual could fall victim to a phishing scam that compromises their personal information, such as their social security number, leading to identity theft and financial harm. Social engineering tactics used by hackers. Hackers use social engineering tactics to deceive individuals and trick them into divulging sensitive information. Common tactics include pretexting, baiting, and spear phishing, which can result in significant data breaches. Example: a hacker could send an email that appears to be from a trusted source, such as a bank, requesting sensitive information. The email could contain a link that leads to a fake website that looks legitimate, but actually steals the user's information. Common vulnerabilities in software and hardware. Software and hardware vulnerabilities can be exploited by hackers to gain unauthorized access to sensitive information. Identifying and addressing these vulnerabilities is crucial to protecting against cyber threats. Example: a software vulnerability in an operating system could allow a hacker to remotely access a computer and steal sensitive data, or install malware that could cause further damage. The risks of using public Wi-Fi networks. Using public Wi-Fi networks can pose significant risks, as hackers can intercept sensitive information, such as login credentials or financial information. Taking steps to secure online activity when using public Wi-Fi networks is crucial to preventing data breaches. Example: a user could connect to a public Wi-Fi network at a coffee shop and access their bank account, without realizing that a hacker on the same network is intercepting their login credentials. Protecting your passwords and sensitive information. Protecting passwords and sensitive information is essential to preventing data breaches. Best practices for creating strong passwords and avoiding sharing sensitive information with others can help safeguard personal and business data. Example: a user could create a strong password, such as a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters, to protect their online accounts from unauthorized access. Multi-factor authentication. Adding an extra layer of security. Multi-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to provide 2 or more forms of identification to access their accounts. Implementing multi-factor authentication can help protect against unauthorized access to personal and business data. Example: a user could set up multi-factor authentication for their online banking account, requiring them to provide a code sent to their phone in addition to their login credentials to access their account. Best practices for secure online browsing and email communication. Best practices for secure online browsing and email communication include avoiding phishing scams and identifying suspicious emails. These practices can help prevent data breaches and protect personal and business data. Example: a user could avoid clicking on links in emails from unknown senders, and instead navigate directly to the website in question to avoid falling victim to a phishing scam. The dangers of clicking on suspicious links and downloading unknown attachments. Clicking on suspicious links and downloading unknown attachments can pose significant risks, such as installing malware on a device or compromising sensitive information. Avoiding these risks is crucial to preventing data breaches. Example: a user could receive an email with a link to a suspicious website that appears to be from a trusted source, but instead of clicking on the link, they navigate directly to the website to avoid any potential security threats. The role of antivirus and firewall software. Antivirus and firewall software play a critical role in protecting against cyber threats by detecting and blocking malicious activity. Choosing the right tools and regularly updating them is essential to maintaining a secure network. Example: a business could install antivirus and firewall software on their devices to protect against malware and other cyber threats. The antivirus software would scan for viruses, spyware, and other malicious software, while the firewall would monitor incoming and outgoing network traffic to block unauthorized access. For example, if a hacker attempted to remotely access a company's server, the firewall would detect the suspicious activity and block the attempt. Backup and disaster recovery plans. Being prepared for the worst. No organization is immune to cyber attacks or data breaches, and it's essential to have a backup and disaster recovery plan in place to minimize the impact of such incidents. Regularly backing up data and having a recovery plan in place can help a business quickly recover from a cyber attack or other unexpected events. Example: a business could regularly back up their data to an off-site location or a cloud storage service to ensure that in the event of a cyber attack or other disaster, they can quickly recover their data. They could also develop a disaster recovery plan that outlines the steps to take in the event of a breach, including notifying stakeholders, restoring backups, and implementing additional security measures. The importance of regularly updating software and firmware. Software and firmware updates are essential to patching vulnerabilities and protecting against cyber threats. Hackers often target outdated software and firmware to exploit vulnerabilities and gain access to sensitive information. Example: a business could regularly check for software and firmware updates for all devices and systems, such as computers, servers, and routers. They could also implement automatic updates to ensure that their systems are always up to date. Additionally, they could monitor security bulletins and alerts to stay informed about any potential vulnerabilities that need to be addressed. Cybersecurity regulations and compliance for businesses. Cybersecurity regulations and compliance requirements can vary depending on the industry and region. It's essential for businesses to understand and comply with these regulations to protect their data and avoid legal consequences. Example: a healthcare organization would need to comply with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, which requires them to protect the privacy and security of patient information. To comply with HIPAA, the organization would need to implement technical safeguards, such as access controls and encryption, and develop policies and procedures to ensure compliance. How to secure your home network and personal devices. Securing personal devices and home networks is just as important as securing business networks. Personal devices and home networks can be easy targets for hackers looking to gain access to personal information. Example: an individual could secure their home network by changing the default password on their router, implementing strong passwords for all devices, and regularly updating firmware and software. They could also use a virtual private network, VPN, to encrypt their online activity and protect their personal information from prying eyes. The benefits of using a virtual private network, VPN. A VPN provides an encrypted connection between a device and a server, allowing users to securely access the internet and protect their personal information from unauthorized access. Example: an individual could use a VPN when connecting to public Wi-Fi networks to encrypt their online activity and protect their personal information from hackers. A business could also use a VPN to allow employees to securely access company resources from remote locations. Cyber insurance. Protecting your business against financial losses. Cyber insurance is a type of insurance that covers financial losses related to cybersecurity incidents. It can provide coverage for losses such as business interruption, data recovery, and liability claims. For example, a business may purchase cyber insurance to protect against losses from a ransomware attack. Responding to a cyber attack. Steps to take to minimize damage. Responding to a cyber attack involves taking immediate steps to minimize damage and prevent further harm. This may include isolating affected systems, identifying the source of the attack, and notifying relevant parties such as customers and law enforcement. For example, a business that experiences a data breach may need to quickly secure their systems and notify affected customers to mitigate the damage. The role of law enforcement in combating cybercrime. Law enforcement plays a critical role in combating cybercrime by investigating and prosecuting cybercriminals. They may work with other agencies and international organizations to track down cybercriminals and dismantle criminal networks. For example, law enforcement may investigate and prosecute individuals or groups involved in hacking, identity theft, or cyber espionage. Staying informed, following the latest cybersecurity news and trends. Staying informed about the latest cybersecurity news and trends is important for staying ahead of evolving threats and vulnerabilities. This may involve regularly reading news articles and blogs, attending industry events and conferences, and participating in cybersecurity communities. For example, a cybersecurity professional may read news articles and participate in forums to stay up to date on the latest threats and best practices. Employee training and awareness. Employee training and awareness play a critical role in reducing the risk of human error and preventing cyber attacks. Cybersecurity threats can come from a variety of sources, including phishing emails, malware, social engineering, and other malicious attacks. While technology and software can help mitigate these risks, they are not foolproof, and human error remains a significant vulnerability. Here are some key points to consider. Human error is the leading cause of data breaches and cybersecurity incidents, making it essential to prioritize employee training and awareness. Regular cybersecurity training can help employees identify and avoid potential threats, such as phishing emails, social engineering scams, and other malicious attacks. Training should cover topics such as password security, data encryption, network security, and incident response plans. Employee awareness can also help create a culture of cybersecurity within the organization, encouraging everyone to take an active role in protecting sensitive data and information. Training should be ongoing and updated regularly to keep up with evolving threats and best practices. In addition to training, organizations should also implement policies and procedures that promote good cybersecurity practices, such as two-factor authentication and regular data backups. By prioritizing employee training and awareness, organizations can reduce the risk of human error and create a more secure and resilient cybersecurity posture. Overall, employee training and awareness are essential components of a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy, helping organizations reduce the risk of human error and prevent cyber attacks. Recommendation: cybersecurity threats are a serious concern for individuals and businesses in today's digital age. With the increasing reliance on technology and the internet, the number and complexity of cyber threats are only going to increase. It's essential to take proactive measures to safeguard personal and business information against these threats. By being aware of the different types of cyber threats and implementing best practices to prevent them, you can significantly reduce the risk of falling victim to a cyber attack. Remember to keep your software up to date, use strong passwords, be cautious of suspicious emails, and use reliable antivirus software. By taking these simple steps, you can protect your personal and business information and stay safe in the digital world.